Brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Good evening and shalom to our Jewish brethren. On behalf of Sheikh Shafat and the entire Al-Hikmat staff, I welcome you to this Interfaith Eid feast. Most of you know we are celebrating Eid al-Fitr. We are very pleased that you, our Muslim and non-Muslim friends, have decided to spend your precious Saturday evening with us. As a reminder to you all, this event is being broadcast live throughout the world, just so you know. Brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, when the Holy Prophet ﷺ migrated to Medina from Mecca, he found local people celebrating two specific days in which they used to entertain themselves with recreation and merriment. He asked them about the nature of these festivities, at which they replied that these days were occasions of fun and recreation. At this, the Holy Prophet ﷺ remarked that Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has ordained 2 days of festivity instead of these for the Muslims, which are better than these days being celebrated in those days, which is Eid al-Fitr and Eid al-Adha. As I mentioned earlier, we are celebrating Eid al-Fitr. Eid al-Adha is the second ordained festival, which will be somewhere from 65 days from today. To start the program, I would like to ask Hafiz Munir to please come with his entourage to do a Quranic recitation. After they are done, inshallah, I will attempt to translate some parts of that in English for the audience.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ألف لام ميم ذلك الكتاب لا ريب فيه هدى للمتقين الذين يؤمنون بالغيب ويقيمون الصلاة ومما رزقناهم ينفقون والذين يؤمنون بما أنزل إليك وما أنزل من قبلك وبالآخرة هم يوقنون أولئك على هدى من ربهم وأولئك هم المفلحون.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. الله لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم لا تأخذه سنة ولا نوم له ما في السماوات وما في الأرض من ذا الذي يشفع عنده إلا بإذنه يعلم ما بين أيديهم وما خلفهم ولا يحيطون بشيء من علمه إلا بما شاء وسع كرسيه السماوات والأرض ولا يؤوده حفظهما وهو العلي العظيم. لله ما في السماوات وما في الأرض وإن تبدوا ما في أنفسكم أو تخفوه يحاسبكم به الله فيغفر لمن يشاء ويعذب من يشاء والله على كل شيء قدير. آمن الرسول بما أنزل إليه من ربه والمؤمنون كل آمن بالله وملائكته وكتبه ورسله لا نفرق بين أحد من رسله وقالوا سمعنا وأطعنا غفرانك ربنا وإليك المصير. لا يكلف الله نفسا إلا وسعها لها ما كسبت وعليها ما اكتسبت ربنا لا تؤاخذنا إن نسينا أو أخطأنا ربنا ولا تحمل علينا إصرا كما حملته على الذين من قبلنا ربنا ولا تحملنا ما لا طاقة لنا به واعف عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا أنت مولانا فانصرنا على القوم الكافرين.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل يا أيها الكافرون لا أعبد ما تعبدون ولا أنتم عابدون ما أعبد ولا أنا عابد ما عبدتم ولا أنتم عابدون ما أعبد لكم دينكم ولي دين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل أعوذ برب الفلق من شر ما خلق ومن شر غاسق إذا وقب ومن شر النفاثات في العقد ومن شر حاسد إذا حسد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل أعوذ برب الناس ملك الناس إله الناس من شر الوسواس الخناس الذي يوسوس في صدور الناس من الجنة والناس. صدق الله العظيم. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
Jazakallah to the Huffaz. Brothers and sisters who don't know what a Hafiz is the title for that person who has memorized the entire Holy Quran. The first chapter that was recited was Surah Fatiha. As I had said earlier, I will try to translate that for you. Surah Fatiha is the first chapter of the Holy Quran, and it is also known as the Quran, as meaning the mother of the Quran. It is said that it is a supplication by every human being, and the rest of the Quran is the answer to that supplication. I begin in the name of Allah, the most merciful and most beneficent. All praise to be Allah, the Lord of the worlds, Master of the Day of Judgment. Thee alone do we worship, and Thee alone do we seek for help. Show us the straight path, the path of those you have favored, and not of those who have garnered your anger. Ameen. Folks, now that I have done my part, I am going to hand it over to Sheikh Shafaat, who will conduct the rest of the program, inshallah. Thank you very much.
Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wala aqibata lil muttaqeen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulihi wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajma'een. All praises and thanks are due to God Almighty for blessing us to be here. And we ask God Almighty to shower His peace and blessings upon the Holy Prophet Muhammad. Peace be upon him, sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajma'een, upon his family members and companions, and upon all the messengers and all the prophets mentioned in the Bible, the Torah, the Psalms, the Quran, all the family members of Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam. And that's a prayer that we do. We ask Allah, we ask God Almighty to bless the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, as you blessed Prophet Abraham, mentioned in the Bible, the Torah, the Psalms, and as you, God Almighty, blessed the family members and the offsprings of Prophet Abraham that has been mentioned in the Bible, the Torah, the Psalms, and the Quran. After doing that, I greet each and every one of you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. May the peace and blessings of God Almighty be upon each and every one of you. On behalf of Darul Uloom, on behalf of Al-Hikmat, we want to welcome each and every one of you to this Interfaith Eid feast. And this indeed is a blessing to have our representatives from different faiths here. It's a whole list, that's why I have their names here, and I cannot remember all the names offhand, and I don't want to mess the names up, so I'll call them out, inshallah. It is indeed a pleasure. I know many places had what is called open house Ramadan iftar. Many mosques in South Florida this year, actually the most amount of open house Ramadan iftar, breaking of the fast during Ramadan, took place this year. And that has been phenomenal. So we have decided after Ramadan, we have a little more time to do this Eid feast and invite some of our non-Muslim representatives and their family and members to come by and join with us at the entire end of the month of fasting. And this is called an Eid al-Fitr, the festival of the breaking of the fast after the entire month of fasting. So I wanted to share that with you. But before going further, I think you should all give yourself a round of applause to be here this evening. Yeah. Now, let's have something a little lively like that. You're not fasting. Once more, and a better round of applause. Good. MashaAllah. A lot of times Muslims complain that non-Muslims don't like them. Let's be very honest. You hear a lot of that critic in their jobs, in their places. A lot of Muslims make excuse that their non-Muslim bosses and employers don't give them time off for prayer, for Jummah, for Eid. You see, it's events like these, like the open houses, programs, events like these, when you bring prominent people and they know what Muslims and Islam is all about, and fasting and Ramadan. Friday you pray, not Saturday or Sunday. Friday is a Sabbath day, Saturday the Jewish day, Sunday the Christian day. Then when a Muslim asks for a time off on a Friday, they know to work around it. Ramadan comes, Eid comes. But if you don't invite your non-Muslim friends and professionals and people around, how would they know about us? We got to invite them. And that's why we are here today, and that's why we chose to invite these prominent guests that we have in the audience. That's a pleasure, and I really want to thank you very much on this beautiful weather that we have. I don't believe in saying a nasty weather. Because when it's hot, people say, OMG, it's too hot. When the rain falls, we say it's nasty weather. When are we going to thank God? If it's hot, it's from God. And if it's cold, it's from God. And if it's rain, it's also from God. He knows best what is good for us and when it is good for us. But in this rainy day, for you to take the time to be here, God bless you. Last but not least, give yourself another round of applause, everybody, for being here. So, the next item, to put a little flavor to it, we're going to have a song by Qari Sajjad, two of our Quranic reciters, and Hafiz Rifat. Could you come and just rock and roll the audience here with your beautiful voice? Give them a round of applause. Two youngsters, future singers. These boys sing all over the world, and they have sung in front of thousands of people. So they're going to sing a duet for us here and give you a little bit of entertainment. We want you to know that Islam is not very boring like some of the sheikhs and the imams. We got entertainers here also. So let's hear a few views.
We will make it short and sweet, inshallah, God willing. Just an introduction in regards to the song, because we don't want to take too long. It is in regards to the remembrance of Medina and the love to go and visit the Prophet of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, peace be upon him, and so on and so forth. The poet goes on. It's in Urdu, so if you don't understand them, if you understand Urdu, alhamdulillah. If you don't understand, astaghfirullah. No, I'm just kidding. Inshallah, just enjoy the voices, inshallah.
Madina yaad, Madina yaad, Madina yaad, Madina याद आता है, वो गुंबद याद आता है, मदीना याद आता है, वो गुंबद याद आता है। अगर तैबा को जाओगे तो आना भूल जाओगे, अगर तैबा को जाओगे तो आना भूल जाओगे।
हजारों दिल तड़पते हैं मदीने के लिए हरदम,
हजारों दिल तड़पते हैं मदीने के लिए हरदम। बुला लो ना हमें तैबा, तड़पना भूल जाओगे, तड़पना भूल जाओगे। अगर तैबा को जाओगे तो आना भूल जाओगे। न इतराओ ज़ियादा चांद तारों अपनी रंगत पे,
न इतराओ ज़ियादा चांद तारों अपनी रंगत पे।
जब रोज़े को देखोगे चमकना भूल जाओगे, चमकना भूल जाओगे, अगर तैबा को जाओगे तो आना भूल जाओगे।
मदीना याद आता है, वो गुंबद याद आता है। जज़ाकल्लाह।
Yes, that was wonderful. You see what a wonderful voice. And they're all single. I mean, only one of them single, not Kari Sajjad. So, we got to promote this marriage thing wherever we could because it's a little problem in the society. So, Kari Sajjad, you single still, right? Oh, you're not single? Oh, mashallah. Okay, so you're out of the checklist. The other half is he's single. I got a beautiful voice. Okay, you see, that's the kind of sisters we're looking for. Wow. So who else looking in the audience? Listen. You must feel at home. Marriage is a serious problem in the community where people are not getting married. People are too shy to get married. And you should never be shy to get married because when God created Adam, peace be upon him, he gave him paradise. And the first thing he did for him was get him married. It is unfortunate that people have marriage as the last thing in their list in their life. That was the first thing in God's list for mankind and woman. So you put that in your pipe and smoke it and do some thinking when you go home. All right? That's God's way how he designed humanity. We are doing the opposite. So I always like to promote who are single. If my wife wasn't here, I will also say I'm single. So I am all a big promoter of this thing. Don't worry about that. Anyhow, we're going to take the ladies first on the schedule tonight. And we wanted to really feel at home. This is at home. Feel relaxed. You came to a little feast. Right, Brother Yunus? We want our non-Muslim audience, feel at home. Don't feel like you're in a stocked up and you all got to look around. No, feel at home. Relax. It's a jolly evening. It's a happy evening. It's a feast. So we're going to have our sisters come on stage first. And I'd like to call our first person to do greetings. Again, be doing 3 to 5 minutes because we got a whole list. And I want to recognize Brother Nizar Hamza. Could you stand, please? Give him a round of applause. No, they want to see you who you are, man. He is the director of the Muslim Federation of South Florida, and also he's Broward Sheriff Deputy. Give him another round of applause. Yeah. He's good looking, but he's not single. No, not single. Sorry about that. But they say all the good-looking guys already married. That's also a joke, yeah? It's just a joke. It's a happy evening. It's a feast. Enjoy yourself, people. Just laugh. It's not about hardship here. In Ramadan, we were hungry. We couldn't joke. We couldn't talk much. That's what today is all about. Enjoy yourself. So it gives me great pleasure to call on the stage Dr. Reverend Grace Telesco, who is the director of the Sacred Journey Interfaith Seminary, for her greetings.
Thank you. Assalamu alaikum. So I just want to take the opportunity to say thank you and how much our friendship means. The friendship that we have between the Darshan Center for Spiritual Evolution, Sacred Journey Interfaith Seminary, and Sheikh Shafayat Muhammad and this mosque. We've learned so much from you, from this community. And I wanted to just share real quick, I think that it's our responsibility as interfaith ministers to teach the beauty of Islam and to share the beauty of Allah. And so I just wanted to say that during Ramadan, in solidarity, one of our seminarians, Max Haney, stand up, Max, just for a second. He's one of our seminarians. He's going to be ordained in November 3rd. Sheikh Shafayat is going to be blessing us with the Islamic call to prayer at our ordination. Sheikh is on our advisory board, our spiritual advisory board. And Max did the fast for Ramadan, the complete and total fast. And so what a beautiful thing, alhamdulillah. And I also wanted to just say thank you to Sister Salma for gifting me with the 99 names of Allah, which I keep in my in my car. And I've, during Ramadan, immersed myself in the names. And I feel so blessed every year. This is the second year in a row that I've done that. Thanks to you, Sheikh, for your inspiration. Immersing myself in the names and in the attributes and characteristics of Allah, and feeling amazingly blessed by that. And that's the feast that I received for this Ramadan month. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. You know, that is so beautiful. You see Dr. Grace is walking around. I mean, that is a true interfaith leader. One of the students fasted in Ramadan. She's walking around with the 99 names of Allah, and she reads that book. She reads the name of Allah in Arabic, and she's a top interfaith leader. And because she said that, I need to tell you something that I didn't think I will tell you today. But you know what? We have been talking for the past year or two about establishing this institute for Muslims to learn interfaith. And alhamdulillah, she has an accredited interfaith seminary, very authentic, linked to New York, here, national. And Al-Hikmat has just officially established what is called Al-Hikmat Da'i, D-A-I-I, meaning Dawah, inviting people to God, and Interfaith Institute, giving people and making people have a better understanding of other faiths and other religious beliefs. Da'i means Dawah, and Interfaith Institute. We have just registered that organization here in the state of Florida. So I could let you know, those of you heard what she have just said, there's not very many people talk like that, who would like to learn and understand Islam and how to invite people to God and understand other religions and other faiths, Christianity, Judaism, Hinduism, Buddhism, whatever. Next door, the Al-Hikmat Center, it's officially registered as that institute. Next door, the Al-Hikmat Center, where you will be a graduate as an interfaith scholar. Round of applause for that. That is something. It is the first of its type in the United States of America. So, Brother Nizar, you'll have to push that down in the Federation. Tell them we're on a different level now. A lot of people don't see me again in interfaith and they quarrel, but I'm on a different level trying to educate people to become interfaith leaders. That's how I'm on the advisory board of this seminary. So this is going to be phenomenal around the world and for people all over America. So again, give Dr. Grace a round of applause, please. Our second guest that I would like to invite on the stage is no less a person than Mrs. Marjorie Aloni. Yeah, Mrs. Marjorie. She's a woman with a long history, you know. Powerful person from the Jewish Federation, all the different Jewish organizations in South Florida. This is the woman, one year, I was going to Jerusalem, and I was looking to get my wife visa, and they rejected it. The guy at the Israel embassy refused to even see me. I went back, I called her, I said, something's wrong, I want to get a visa. She said, okay, go back tomorrow. Boom, he didn't even need to see me, he granted a visa. Give her a round of applause for that. She has connections. All right, she has, and she makes it happen. That's why we hang around people like this, you see. So we get it done. And as I said, she might tell you what the Jewish Health Organization is, and her greetings, etc. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I can't think of anyone that has more connections, but I appreciate that comment. I also want to say I'm always so blessed and thankful when I get an invitation to attend any of these interfaith activities that are held here. I'm always amazed when I look out at the crowd how many people you get, which is wonderful. And I think especially in this year, especially when we've seen so much turmoil and so much violence against different faith groups, it's wonderful to have all of us here together in faith and respect for one another. So, and I want to be one of the first to go to that institute. That's amazing, 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 wonderful. I was asked to say a couple words about Miami Jewish Health. We are both a residential and a medical campus. We cover mostly geriatrics, so if you have any issues whatsoever, and there's Anna. Hi, Anna. Please feel free to call me. We have independent living for seniors. We have assisted living for seniors. We have memory care. And then on the medical side, we do memory screening. We have a huge Alzheimer's dementia program. So if you know anyone that needs any kind of treatment, please send them our way. We'll be happy to house them. I would also just mention that on our residential side, we are kosher, so that keeps in line with your dietary restrictions as well. So we also have a little hospital on our campus. We have one of the, as Shafayat mentioned, we have the largest nursing home in Florida on our campus, over 400 beds. We also have a very large physical therapy program, so just about everything that you need we have, and we'd welcome you. Please feel free to call me if I can help you in any way. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I always give her a round of applause again, a better round. I always tell Marjorie, when I get old, 50 years from now, I will be very comfortable in those facilities. I'm only about 20 years, so when I reach that. She really got some beauty, and she runs that. She's a marketing person. She's really there. She has all the connections. And could you stand, please, Mr. Anna Diaz? She is from the U.S. Board, the U.S. Census Bureau Board with the U.S. government. So give her a round of applause. It's a pleasure to have her and for her to take the time. I know these people get paid by the hour and the minutes. Today it's no pay, it's free, right? And it's a pleasure to have her with us here today, and we'll hear from her. And you could feel free to share a little bit about the importance of the census. And it's again a pleasure to have her with us. And as I said before in the opening remarks, these are the kind of people we want to have around, and so that we don't have this fear and the few little crazy people that exist in the world misrepresenting all Americans and making Muslims feel bad and making other people feel bad. And you have these people with us, they make us feel at home and feel welcome. So our next guest and our next sisters, we're calling the sisters on, so you came just in time. We have a whole list of people here from different organizations and pastors. We have the vice mayor with us and Cup of Pembroke Pines. So we're going to call the brothers on. And this time I see here we have the lady herself, man, Dr. Khalila. We can't leave you out. Could you give us a 2-3 minutes of greetings? We can't have a person like you with us in the audience and not call you up to share 2-3 minutes of greetings. Give her a round of applause. Dr. Khalila, former wife of the famous Cassius Clay, Muhammad Ali.
You're wonderful. Isn't he wonderful? You know, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent and the Merciful, I am so honored to be amongst my sisters and brothers and friends. And it just makes me happy. Being a Muslim for 69 years, it's just been a blessing and a wonderful life. I thank Allah for me living this long, and I thank Him every day for waking up and giving me another day to live in this world for the mission that He has directed me to do. First of all, I want to thank everyone for coming out and participating. It didn't look like it rained at all these people here, right? So it's wonderful. You know me as being married to Muhammad Ali. I was the only Muslim that he married, and we worked together. We were the Michelle and Obama of the 60s and the 70s. I've done, thank you. I've done a lot of soul searching, and with the legacy of Muhammad Ali in our family, we have met so many people, and you're talking about interface. That man made an interface throughout the whole planet. And it's because of Islam that he grew, and they respected him as who he is and what he believed in. And that was my part of my life. Inshallah, with the will of Allah, 2020, there will be a book out. It's an untold story of me being a part of his life. So that would be one hell of a book to go through. It's a chick book, though, okay? But the young man, your son, set up an interview with me with NBC, Channel 6, with Dewan Strader. And it should be airing one of these Sundays, so check on it. It's going to be on Channel 6, NBC, at 9 a.m. in the morning. So check each Sunday until it appears. I think it's either this Sunday or the next Sunday. So check your TV guide for that. And it's going to give you an in-depth insight of what the book is going to be about. I have been growing up, this is my conclusion, growing up as a Muslim girl, and I have a thing about character. I was so mesmerized and excited to read the life of Prophet Muhammad. May peace and blessings be upon him. He had the greatest character of all. I mean, extremely excellent in manners, etiquette, and good old-fashioned values that Allah brought down to him. So in that essence, being a part and reading that book, I came out with a coloring book that teaches manners to adults as well as children. I have one here tonight, and I'll be giving autographs to you tonight, and you can, see the book that will be coming out, inshallah, next year as well. I want to thank this young man, Brother Sheikh. On my birthday, which was this year, March 17th, he flew me to Trinidad for the Interfaith banquet in Trinidad. Thank you so much for that. I enjoyed meeting the people of Trinidad. I couldn't wait to get to a Kentucky Fried Chicken because it's all halal meat. So this is the blessings of being a Muslim. I'm not going to give you more of your time. I want to thank you, brother. I want you to look out for the book. I want you to look out for the interview. And I want you to really, really appreciate being a Muslim, because it's the greatest thing ever, because we are the ones that are going to set the salvation of America straight. Because people like the young interfaith people, the Christians, the Muslims, and the Jewish people, there's only 3 religions in this world, and that's them. And everything falls under that. So when things are happening with bombings and these things, whether they're so-called terrorism or so-called just bad Americans, these are not any people of religion. Religion is off the charts, is off the plate when it comes to killing. So these people are just evil people, and they just have a problem. Whether they want to connect it to Muslims or not, we know better. So don't worry about it. Be proud being a Muslim. Put your head out. Be seen, be heard, and connect yourself with everyone. So thank you so much. Come by and get an autograph later on today. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you very much. Okay. So you can get an autograph with her and Muhammad Ali. But the only thing, you got to be careful how you say, I flew you down to Trinidad. They may think we had a date down in Trinidad. Oh, my God. You're going to set me up big time, So it was an interfaith program, very public. Anyhow, I like my little human jokes, so don't take it serious. Anyhow, I know Commissioner, he was like, what? He flew down, Cassius Clay ex-wife to Trinidad? What's going on here? So the Commissioner wants to keep me on track now. Anyhow, thank you very much. Again, and now we have, I'm going to have to call on Mrs., to get the right name and get the full name, Ana Maria Diaz from the U.S. Census Bureau, to give her greetings and tell you a little bit of the U.S. Census. We give you a little 2 minutes extra. All right, don't worry. We have more events. We'll get this going, all right?
Okay, that'll be fine. Eid Mubarak. I'm sorry if I have an accent, but I have an accent in English too. So yes, I am a partnership specialist with the U.S. Census Bureau. I have had the honor to work with the Sheikh. As a matter of fact, he will be our guest next week at the summit. I will be there too, but of course he will be busy learning more about the census and why it's important to partner in the community with the Census Bureau. And I will be organizing and getting everything ready so everyone is comfortable and the presentation goes on perfect. So my interest is that everyone in this room, and everyone especially from this community, respond to the census next year in 2020. We mark April 1st as Census Day, but you shall be receiving an invitation to return the survey by internet for the first time in history. So the importance of responding is that every year for the next 10 years, more than $675 billion will be distributed to states. That's over more than $7 trillion over the decade. And it will be distributed, these federal funds, according to the population count. Now, everybody who's here from city government knows that very well. But the importance of that is that federal funds are used just about for everything, to planning our cities, okay? Everything for your children's school. And by the way, children 0 to 5 years of age are the most undercounted population in our country. So when we respond to the census, we are bringing monies back to our community for the roads we drive on. Every time we pick up the phone and call 911, fire, police, rescue, that's census money. Our senior centers, our community centers, our libraries, our schools, city planners use our data to project how the city should be in the next 10 years. It's also about political power. You know, the census, this decennial, and many of you have, some people in the community have said, I already got my census form. Well, the Census Bureau never stops working. In between the decennial census that we do on every year ending in 0, okay, there's also other surveys that go out, business surveys, community surveys, for other reason. But the decennial census is the one time we take a picture of our country, and it is important that we respond, that we say what groups we belong to, what community we come from, because when they count the numbers of our community, then the government listens. Then they go and see what our needs are. So I am encouraging you, and I will be working more with your community and with the Sheikh and everyone in the community. If you have a place or a group that you want me to speak at, please feel free to approach me and have my number. No group is small or large. This is an important message to get it out to the community, that we count everyone, regardless of immigration status. And the most important message in all of this is that the census, what you answer on that survey, is confidential for 72 years, protected by our U.S. Code, our Constitution. Title 44 protects that information for 42 years. All of us are sworn who work for the census to uphold what and the answers you give us. We are fined $250,000, which I don't have, and 5 years in jail, or both. So we take our oath to the census very seriously. Nothing that you ever respond on a form can ever be used against you in a court of law. So please respond. Let your friends know to respond. Encourage them to respond. When you get that first invitation, answer it. If you don't answer the first time, we're going to invite you again. And by the third time, if you have an answer, and it's simple, if you don't want to get on the internet, by the way, you could use your smartphone, you can use your iPad, but if you don't want to do that, there's a toll-free number you can call. 10 questions. It shouldn't take you long. And it is so important for our next 10 years of planning, for your benefits, for our benefits in a community. So I encourage you, and you will hear me many more times. So have a great evening, and I'm looking forward to sharing with you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Sheikh.
Thank you very much. Have a round of applause. Thank you. Thank you. Give her a better round of applause for that, man. Wow. Thank you, Ana Maria Diaz. Very powerful woman with the U.S. Census Bureau, and I must say Marjorie has been my link. See, Marjorie is an important link to me, and an important link with me and Ana Diaz, and this is going far beyond. And should I tell them about a lot of money out there in the U.S. jobs that they should check it out? Go online, and check out U.S. Census Bureau 2020/jobs. You want to tell them? Yeah. There are a lot of...
It's just U.S. Census 20... So U.S. It's... Now you got me saying U.S. Census. Is 2020census.gov/jobs. Okay, it's very simple. 2020census.gov/jobs.
Okay, so there are a lot of millions of dollars out there in jobs available part-time. You go on it, you check it out, and you can see the availability. Those of you who already got jobs and can go on the side and you can serve. And if I'm correct again, I mean, I could say things when you're not around, but if I say things wrong when you're around, I can be messing up very bad. But languages, foreign languages, multiple languages, great asset for your community. Yes, that's here again.
I'm stealing another minute. For the first time, when you go online, there will be 5 languages available. One of those will be Arabic. You can just choose the drop down and do it. But the census will have 12 languages that the survey comes out in, and it'll also have over 59 languages on an identifier that you could read the questions in whichever language you are. So we make great efforts to reach all of the population that lives in our country. So yes, apply, and the jobs are full and part-time. We're opening up 2 hours, 2 more offices now in Broward, one in Lauderdale Lakes and one in Fort Lauderdale. So I encourage you to apply.
Good, beautiful. $675 billion, huh? Out there every year. Wow, and a lot of millions of dollars out for the jobs. So you need to apply now. It's available online now. Make use of that. You go on it, you search it, you check it out. Thank you very much again, Mrs. Ana Maria Diaz, for the wonderful information, and that's official from the government, U.S. Census Bureau. That's the end of our sisters, and before we get into the brothers, we have a sister who's going to sing us a song, and a lot of you hear from Salma. You hear her on the phone, but you have not heard her sing. A lot of our non-Muslim friends hear her talking on the phone. Where's Salma? Is she eating? I'm just kidding. And as Salma walks up, we got to give Salma a round of applause. Al-Hikmat staff, Salma, all the girls you saw in the front, there's a whole list of them. She got to give me the list. Salma and Faria and Mata and Raisha and all the Shahs and everybody else. She will give me that list to thank everybody after you eat the food and you enjoy it. Then we'll thank them after you enjoy the food, all right? But a lot of you don't know Salma got a very beautiful voice. So let's hear her join the ladies, sing, make everyone happy with her voice.
Jazakallah. Assalamu alaikum. It's Eid. Assalamu alaikum. The song I'm going to sing today, it's all praises due to Allah. And I'm going to give a brief meaning of it before I start. It says, we should praise Allah, the creator of the universe. He has made the earth our carpet and the blue sky a canopy over us. He has also provided warmth and light from the sun for us so that we may be comfortable. He has brought beautiful flowers from the mud and decorated the trees in different shades of green. For his numerous bounties to us, we should be grateful to him. All the things in the universe are all Allah's greatness, and there is certainly a purpose for putting forth such creation. तारीफ उस खुदा की जिसने जहां बनाया तारीफ उस खुदा की जिसने जहां बनाया कैसी ज़मीं बनाई क्या आसमां बनाया तारीफ उस खुदा की मिट्टी से बेल बूटे क्या खुशनुमा उगाए मिट्टी से बेल बूटे क्या खुशनुमा उगाए पहना के सबसे खिल्लत उनको जवाब बनाया तारीफ उस खुदा की जिसने जहां बनाया तारीफ उस खुदा की। सूरज से हमने पाई घर में भी रोशनी भी, सूरज से हमने पाई घर में भी रोशनी भी। क्या खूब चश्म तूने ए मेहरबा बनाया तारीफ उस खुदा की। जिसने जहां बनाया कैसी ज़मीं बनाई, क्या आसमां बनाया तारीफ उस खुदा की। जज़ाकल्लाह। अस्सलामु अलैकुम।
Hold on. Give her a round of applause. Give her a round of applause. She's also single, huh? You guys didn't hear that? She's single. We keep on promoting it. You didn't hear I say you're single? Yeah, she's single, so, you know, can't let good qualities go by. Should I tell them you learned to sing from me or from my mother? Oh, from my mother. She learned to sing from my mother. Give her a round of applause for that. And give my mother a round of applause. It is my mom who taught her to sing, huh? Yes, Commissioner, my mom was a beautiful singer. And she taught this girl to sing. Wow. So you see, Al-Hikmat got a lot of talent, eh? We got lecturers, we got singers, we got performers. We got a lot of people all over. Tomorrow she'll be singing in a mandir all the way in West Palm Beach. In a Hindu mandir in West Palm Beach. Our boys, they will also be singing. What is the name of it, Rabbi? It's an Interfaith Cultural. It's an Interfaith Cultural Day in West Palm Beach. And let's welcome Rabbi Barry Silver. Give him a round of applause. Give him a round of applause. Yeah, this is my brother Barry Silver here. But he's a very good friend of mine. He came from all the way Boca Raton. He's a wonderful singer. When he heard her sing, I know he probably wants to sing. Are you going to sing for us tonight?
I'm not sure yet.
All right, okay, beautiful. Good. We'll be together at an interfaith program in West Palm Beach. So listen, it's not just here. We're all over the place. We keep this interfaith thing going. But we don't have time to share all the places we go all the time. Some for security reasons and some for keep it there. Anyhow, at this point in time, what we're going to do, and we have the time. We got almost an hour again for the prayer, at least 45 minutes comfortable again for the prayer. So we could eat and we could talk at that time. But because we were supposed to start this program by people taking their food, sitting, and then we start the speeches, because of the rain, because some people came late, it was all the plans of God. So we started the program. So what we're going to do, I will have the coordinators in the back, the team in the back, if they can get quietly one table on one side in the back, and the back, you know, in the back, the brothers and sisters in the back, not too many people, just one table at a time. Just go up, take your food, you sit quietly. Just use your legs to walk, not your mouth. Use your mouth to eat, and use your ears to listen. So we could keep this very professional. We could continue because we got a lot of people again. We still have the vice mayor coming on, and he's from home. He's right here. And sometimes I like to keep him for last so he will remain here longer. Is that okay with you? Because we don't want you to take the plane and fly away. This is not good weather to fly tonight anyhow. So no Saturday night flying, right, pilot? He loves flying as a fun, you know. But that's one thing I'm not going with him on that plane. Anyhow, I'm kidding. So we will have that going very quietly in the back. Get 1-2 tables in the back. I think they could go 4 tables at a time, could go in the back quietly, and everybody just creep gradually as we have the speeches go on, so you don't disturb it, so we can all eat at the same time, we'll finish at the same time, and then pray at the same time, and we will end the program so we don't have to come back after the prayer and continue. Because if we have the program now and you come back after prayer to eat, it's going to take a little long. So we want to keep it like that so we finish on time together. So at this point in time, again, as I said, we have a lot of people on the program, so we want to keep it between a 3 minutes. So greetings, which is a lot of words to say. I would like to call on our local and brother and chairman of Darul Uloom to give his 3 minutes greetings, Brother Azad Ali. Give him a round of applause. And I should not be sharing this, but I'll just let you know, just recently, the vice mayor has appointed him to be on the Pembroke Pines City Diversity Board. Am I correct? Yeah, give him a round of applause for that. So we are doing some national level on the U.S. Census Board, and Brother Azad is here local in the Pembroke Pines with the Diversity Board. So interfaith, diversity, we try to keep it going in the community.
Thank you, thank you. Assalamu alaikum, shalom, good evening. We look like twins, don't we? I told you I used to be taller, but after 52 years of marriage, you know what happened? All right. Brothers and sisters, all I can tell you, united we stand, divided we fall. You know, imagine one candle in the darkness does not shed much light. But if you have many, many candles in that darkness, what happens? It illuminates and illuminates a path to where we're all going to. It doesn't matter what road we take, the road is leading to one destination, to God. So brothers and sisters, and I must tell you this before I go, not Shakespeare, but Oscar Wilde says, Irish writer, he says, we're all standing in the gutter, but some of us are looking at the stars. You remember what it means? All right, think about it. Secondly, I'll give you this one. There was Christian Father Murphy flying on a plane to Ireland from JFK. Over the Atlantic, there was a problem with the weather, and the plane was shaking, and the pilot says, fasten your seatbelt, we're having a little weather disturbance. Father Murphy started to pray. He went on his knees and said, Father, Lord Jesus, help me. Help me. Let us be safe. If you make us safe, I can assure you I will always worship you and do the work that you want me to do. So suddenly after he's prayed, the plane was safe. Turbulence finished. He landed in Dublin, Ireland safely. Then there was this Muslim. He was on his way to pilgrimage to Mecca through the desert on a camel. The sand was blowing like crazy, whirlwind, hurricane type force winds. He thought to himself, my first pilgrimage, I will not make it. He went on his knees and prayed, oh Allah, help me, help me. If you let me finish my pilgrimage, I will always be thankful to you. So suddenly he prayed, the wind calmed, there was no more storm, and he continued to his pilgrimage. Then there was this Jewish man, just came out of the synagogue, the temple. It was a Sabbath day. Just came out, and he was walking. He saw a whole bag of money on the side sitting there. He wondered what happened. So he's saying to himself, he said, well, today's the Sabbath. I really can't take that money. So he went on his knees and started praying to God, to Yahweh, praying. After a while, when he opened his eyes, right around him was calm. It was Tuesday, so he took the money. So, brothers and sisters, one thing, I had a call. I know Brother Barry Silver knows Michael from the Jewish organization. He emailed me, and he says, you know, Brother Azad Ali, we got to work together. And I want Barry Silver to know, and to all the Jewish communities in this country, we here at Darul Uloom Azad Ali, we're going to help you whatever it takes to help you to ensure that you are safe and we are safe from those people who look at the dark side of things. So brothers and sisters, please, this is a wonderful job that the Sheikh is doing, and I'd like to tell you so that, you know, I was born a Muslim, but I wasn't really practicing. In England, you know, occasionally I practice. Once for Eid, I will go to mosque. In England, I used to be an actor on television with the BBC. So that kind of life was kind of not too, you know, wholesome with faith. And when I met Sheikh Shafayat so many years ago, he really explained to me the real meaning of Islam. And since then, I've been following in that path. And may Allah bless him for bringing me back into the right path. Thank you all so much. Assalamu alaikum. Bye.
Thank you very much. Give him a round of applause, dear brothers and sisters. And without any further delay, I want to call up on brother. I was going to call the pastor, but you know, brother Fahad, I think it was good. I was going to call the pastor to make his remarks at this time, but should we call you up? Yes, Pastor Keith, who is the Trinity Lutheran Church pastor right up the street there, to give his greetings. It's a pleasure to have him. Always a pleasure to have him. He's our neighbor. He's right around the corner. Round of applause for the pastor.
Well, thank you again for your amazing hospitality, Sheikh Shafayat, your community. We've spent a lot of time together over the years. It's been a joy to serve just a block or two away from you for these past 19 years, and to have our lives and your lives brought together at times of celebration and at times when the community is hurting and weeping. The first time that I was here among you was right after September 11th. You remember, you gathered together the interfaith community and you invited us to speak a word of peace and of hope and to answer the questions of your young people. And it amazed me and tore at my heart to listen and to be asked why the world, you know, why it seemed for the young people in your community that, you know, why the world held such pain in their hearts for the Muslim community, because that's their perception. And you can imagine what it's like for anyone to look in the eyes of the young people and to see in just a small way the way that the world must look to them, and the way. So the interfaith walk that we have been able to do, our community and yours, we have shared together times of Thanksgiving. We've gathered together during our Holy Week and painted together. And we treasure those paintings that we shared on the theme of what it means to be good neighbors to one another, and what it means to walk in love as brothers and sisters and partners in this community. So I bring you greetings from the people of Trinity Lutheran Church, and I bring you news that the Trinity is part of the Evangelical Lutheran Church in America. We're just one congregation among thousands. And just last night, I was up in Orlando. We had a conference, and they shared their interfaith document that's being presented at the National Convention that's coming up this summer. And that document commits us not just to not do poor things to our brothers and sisters, but it invites us to act for justice, to act and work together with our Jewish brothers and sisters and our Muslim brothers and sisters and all religious communities to promote the cause of peace and justice and brotherhood throughout the world. And it's a joy for me to be a part of a church that seeks to reach out and to share in the joy of what it means that we're all people in this world. So thank you very much. And and we look forward to our next time together.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Pastor Keith Spencer. It has always been a pleasure working with the pastor. We have been good friends. We are neighbors. He lives behind Darul Uloom, right? Yes, we live over here. Yeah, he lives behind Darul Uloom. So give him another round of applause, please. We are friends, we are neighbors, and we're all together in it. So thank you very much, Pastor. So it's a pleasure. Now I'd like to call on Brother Javed Qureshi from FHI to give his 3 minutes greetings so we can get this going. And you know what? Yeah, if you can not have a long line waiting for the food, Brother Shah, let's not have a long line. Let them sit so they can listen to the program, and as soon as they get a little vacancy, then you take the tables in turns. So we have more attention in the program, and we keep it going, inshallah.
A'udhu billahi minash shaitani rajim. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Peace and blessing be upon all of you. Eid Mubarak. Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. It is indeed an honor and privilege to be among such learned people. Tonight, United States of America did not come together, but the world came together. A warm welcome to all of you. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to introduce a nonprofit organization, 501c3, called Friends of Humanity International, Inc. Before I go any further, I am accompanied by our co-founder and treasurer, Brother Yunus Ismail. If you can stand up, please. Please, a round of applause for these gentlemen, all he does for humanity. Ladies and gentlemen, we can identify problems, but Friends of Humanity is one of the organizations who is identifying solutions and bringing to the table. As we speak and enjoy this feast, I would humbly remind all of you that tonight, 49 fellow human beings have nothing to eat or very little to eat. 64% Americans can no longer afford to purchase a house or even to rent a house. We were founded in 2010 with one mission and one mission alone: to serve the people of all race, color, and creed. We do hunger prevention, disaster relief. We promote education for underprivileged children, healthcare, refugee assistance, and social services to Muslims and non-Muslims in our community and around the globe. I would share 2 examples with you how it has impacted me and our organization and the Muslim community. Each year, we sponsor Thanksgiving meals for Miami Rescue Mission. So I went there with this check, and it was Ramadan, and I started giving a little lecture, how I am fasting, how I will be eating in about 12, 15 hours. The man looked at me, he said, "Brother Javed, you fasting for 30 days, I fast 365 days a year. When you bring this check, people like you and the community, we get a hot meal, and that is only on Thanksgiving Day." We are establishing a social service center, 8130 Oakland Park Boulevard, to serve the community. We are here for all of you. Our center is in collaboration with Muslim Federation, Brother Nizar, and the Muslim community. We have established, alhamdulillah, a relationship with City of Tamarack, City of Sunrise, and City of Miramar. We sincerely believe that we alone cannot be the solution to this world of ours. But together, we can make this a better place for all of us. Last but not the least, with so many elected officials, Anna is here, Marjorie is here, we would like to establish collaborations and partnership with each and every one of you. So if we can be of any assistance to the community, you can seek out to me, please, and Brother Yunus Ismail, and Brother Nizar Hamze, and many other Muslims who are here. And if I am looking for a green card, tonight will be the best opportunity for me to go table to table and present my case. Thank you. God bless you all.
Thank you very much, Brother Javed. Give him a better round of applause for that. Wonderful Friends of Humanity. They do a lot of community services. So, of course, we have Rabbi to come, and we have the Vice Mayor to come. Rabbi was a former politician. He does not believe in politics anymore. And we have a Vice Mayor who is the Vice Mayor. So we leave both of them for last. So in the meantime, we let me recognize Mrs. Tang. Mrs. Tang, could you come with your friend also from the U.S. Bureau 2020? Come on stage. We already had a big speech given by Mrs. Anna Maria Diaz. But come on with her. We welcome you on the stage. She's also with the U.S. Bureau. Could I look at it there? Anything on? Yeah. Right. So we have some official delegates and executives. So we want to welcome you. Hope you can meet around everybody, talk to everybody. You got Mrs. Anna here. Feel at home. And it's a pleasure to have you. All right? Thank you very much. You want to say hello to everybody?
Hello, everybody. And then we just came from another event. That's why we're running a little bit late. But I really thank you for all the warm welcome and really fellowship that here. And you all heard about how important the census 2020 is coming in April 1st. And we need to make sure everybody be counted, especially the younger generation, the children. I talked to many children up in the other event. They have no idea what census means. And I just tell them, make sure they tell the parents, the daddy and mommy, and to make sure they be counted, and also because they're impacting their educations. So all this one, and then you will hear a lot more because we have about 10 more months to go to work together. And thank you for for me to be here to really honor to work with all of you in the 2020 census and for the Asian community and beyond. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Give a round of applause. They're covering South Asia, Asia, Caribbean, Africa, America, the whole world. America is the melting pot of the world. So you have people from all different parts of the world making this happen. At this point in time, we're going to call on Brother Imtiaz for 3 minutes greetings, please. Brother Imtiaz. And then we have Brother Nizar, and I'm going to leave the floor after. So you can get your food in the meantime. For the Rabbi, we wanted to leave the Vice Mayor for last. We had all the community, the religious leaders, and we leave the Vice Mayor for last. All right? Good. So, Brother Imtiaz, just a 2-3 minutes greetings because we're running on the clock, on the time. We're blessed with all the people who are here, so we wanted to get everybody to participate. Please.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Assalamu alaikum, everybody. It's really hard to speak interfaith community because I'm here, I'm going to speak politics. That's the way you invited me here, right? Yes. Okay, thank you. Yeah, it's a simple message for everyone. Politics is for everyone. But unfortunately, there's a community is not engaged, which is the Muslim community. That's why we have several problems. We sit home, we talk about politics, we discuss, and we hear all kind of, I'm sorry to use the word nonsenses on the media. We provided this chance to media not engaging in politics. Trust me, all these efforts of mingling with interfaith services will be more effective when you are sitting on the decision-making tables. There is no voice. Voice on the street is useless. You must act and engage in politics. Sit on the table where the decisions are made for everyone. So the crying business should be over. Let's get engaged, run for offices regardless of the results. So I was blessed, and I'm again, inshallah, running in 2020, and I'll keep running until I win. When I win, I will be the true voice of Muslims, and I'll make sure this. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Give him a round of applause. So we got to promote them. And we have Brother Altaf there also. You want to come and say assalamu alaikum and greetings to the people? Please, I know we're running on really time, and we have to respect our vice mayor here and our rabbi here with us. Yeah, listen, it's nothing racial that we left the two Jewish people for last, eh? Don't worry, they're my friends. We've been friends for 25 years. I can make this joke with them. We should have had the Jewish people first. But don't worry. We gave you the best of the cake to come last. Right, Rabbi? Don't worry about that. You know, oldest friend in town, vice mayor. So just give us a greeting for 1 minute so we can just go.
Good evening. Assalamu alaikum, sister and brother. My name is Altaf Ahmed, and I've been living this community past 25 years as a political activist, human rights activist, and civil rights activist, and social welfare for betterment future children in Broward County and Miami-Dade. I'm a runoff candidate, Broward County Commission, District 6. This is my District 6, Pembroke Pine, Hollywood, and Hallandale Beach. And I'm the future candidate, 2020. And I would like to welcome for everybody, all the religious, all the interfaith for the precious moment for the Eid Fest. Okay. Thank you for everybody. Good night.
Give him a round of applause. We had to give credit and recognize his presence, that he is here, and they're all running for office. Brother Nizar, could you just give us a 2-3 minutes? 2-3 minutes, please. No, come, please. They got to see who you are, man. Brother Nizar, Deputy Sheriff Officer, Director of the Muslim Federation. And I see we have one of the, Brother Azad, do I have the right, one of our Navy representative here, Mr. Khan, eh? Could we call you up for 2 minutes on the stage? Give me, let me just finish with him here. Brother Nizar.
Oh, he's coming up. I'll let him go first.
No, hold on. Come on this stage. I'm just trying to recognize some of our prominent people because he's leaving with the U.S. Navy and he's going to Malaysia. So let him say hello, hi, assalamu alaikum, who you are, and we'll pass it on back to him.
All right, assalamu alaikum. And what if you allow me, I'll maybe take a little bit more time because you had mentioned something, Sheikh, about how people have a feeling about Muslims. Right, so I wanted to share how my experience has been, if that's okay. All right, so I am an immigrant. I came from Pakistan when I was 18, back in the 80s. And so I came to Texas, and Texas, deep south was not very hospitable to me. And so I had no interest in staying in the United States. I came to go to college, and I know there's a couple of pilots in here, so they would appreciate this. And I was also going to learn to fly and go back to Pakistan. And so after I was done, it was a movie that came out, Top Gun. Right? So Top Gun recruited me, and so I decided to go into a profession which is non-traditional with Muslims. I became a fighter pilot for the U.S. Navy. And so for the last So for the last 32 years, I've been serving as a naval officer. And what I'll tell you is that I came to this country with stereotypes, and I would have had those stereotypes had I not joined the Navy. So after I joined the Navy, I was surrounded by non-Muslims, and so I made it my mission to get to know them and for them to get to know me and to get to know Islam. So I'll share some of my experiences. So I have flown off of 10 aircraft carriers, and on every single aircraft carrier, we offer Jummah Salat. We have prayer rugs, we have Qurans, we have the ability to pray 5 times Salat if you want to, but Jummah is always available. And one other thing I'll tell you, on 9/11, when that American Airlines airplane hit the Pentagon, at that very site, they have built a chapel, a non-denominational chapel. And every Jummah, there is an imam that comes in to offer Jummah Salat at the Pentagon. I don't know if you all knew that. All right. In 2002, I was flying off an aircraft carrier, John F. Kennedy, in the Indian Ocean, 100 miles from where I was born in Karachi. And we were doing Operation Enduring Freedom, which was operations in Afghanistan, and we were doing this operation called Operation Anaconda. So I came back from a 7.5-hour mission. I landed, and there was a message waiting for me to contact the chaplain. I called the chaplain. I thought, am I in trouble? I need to talk to somebody associated with God. And anyway, so then he said, hey, listen, we found a dead fisherman floating in the water. So the ship picked him up, and because of where we were operating, they offered the dead body to Pakistan and to Oman, the two neighboring Muslim countries, because he was dressed up in the traditional Pakistani garb. And they asked those two countries if they wanted to claim him so that they could bury him. But both the countries refused. So the head chaplain on board, because I was the senior Muslim on board, called me so I could do his Salatul Janazah. Only because they thought that he is probably a Muslim and we wanted to bury him with dignity. So I did not know how to do it. I quickly got on the internet. I learned how to do it. And I did the service, and then we buried him at sea. So the reason why I bring all this up is because I came here with stereotypes, and I built, I stayed behind closed doors. So my message to you is, don't stay behind these closed doors. And I used to say, don't build walls, but we're building walls. So what I say is we need to have more dialogue. We need to have more bridges, because you need to understand the other side. You need to understand people of other cultures, of other religious faiths, and so that you too can understand them. So not only do you need to invite them into your homes, but you need to go into their homes too. And the last thing I'm going to say, I know a brother made a pitch for people to get into politics. I would like to make the same pitch for our youth to think about the United States military, because it's a very honorable profession. Thank you.
Give him a round of applause. Captain Ken from the Navy. Wonderful experience. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum. And now we hear from Brother Nizar Hamze. 3 minutes greetings. Okay, beautiful.
Assalamu alaikum. How can I follow a Navy fighter pilot? I mean, really? On behalf of the South Florida Muslim Federation, all of our members, our executive staff, and our staff, it's very honored to have all of our non-Muslim friends, Jewish, Christian, all the other faiths to be here. The Broward County community, the Miami-Dade, and the Palm Beach community have been growing tremendously. The overwhelming open arm welcome that we've been getting from all of the different governments, all of the municipalities has been overwhelming. So we thank you, and we're very honored that you're here tonight. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you very much, Brother Nizar. I know he was on duty, and as he finished from the Broward Sheriff Office duty, he came down. Give him a round of applause. That's very fantastic for him to take the time to be here. And I know that Rabbi Barry Silver is probably wondering, do we have time? And our Vice Mayor is worrying, do we have time? Well, yes, we do have time. So, Mr. J. Swartz, Vice Mayor, we're going to pray at 8:25. 8:25. Don't worry. You're going to have 10 minutes. I'm going to call the rabbi up. I'm going to call the rabbi up to do his part, and then we're going to have the Vice Mayor. Now, hold on. We're going to have the Rabbi Barry Silver. So could you all give a round of applause to Rabbi Barry Silver for his 3 to 5 minutes greetings. I know he's going to sing, he's going to clap, he's going to rap, and he's going to give you a lot of humor, because today is a joyous day. Let me see which table did not get their food. You see, that's wonderful. Everybody got their food. So we had the program running, you got the food going, we got the rabbi, and then we're going to have Mr. J. Swartz. We're going to call the adhan. I know Kari Shami came late, so I'll ask the Hufaz to put him to lead Maghrib Salah, because he won't have the time for a song anymore. because we ran totally late. We had that on the schedule before, but you came a little too late. And now will be the rabbi, 3 to 5 minutes or so, and then we have the vice mayor will come on after. Thank you very much. Pleasure to be here.
Thank you so much. Salam alaikum. Bienvenidos a todo el mundo. Bienvenue à tout le monde. C'est un plaisir d'être ici. Baruchim habayim lechol echad. It's a pleasure to be here at Darul Ulum. I was going to sing, but last time I was here, I asked, is there anyone who would like to hear me sing a request? And someone said, Rabbi, can you sing Far, Far Away? And after I gave my speech the other day, someone said, Rabbi, I loved your speech. I woke up from it refreshed. So I decided to speak a little shorter this time. I just want to say that it's wonderful to be in this place which actually practices what most religions preach. And I want to tell you a little story. There was a man looking for a parking spot. It was a very important meeting. He couldn't be late. If he was late, he'd be in big trouble. And he said, oh God, please, if I could find a parking spot in front of the building, I will be so loyal. I will donate to charity. I will be your loyal servant forever. Just let me find a parking spot. Just then a spot opens up right in front of the building. He says, never mind, I found one. Many times we take for granted what we have. What is the definition, my friends, of religion? The word L-I-G in religion, L-I-G, means to connect. Religion means to reconnect. It means to reconnect with all people and with the cosmos and with our connection with humanity. And so we're gathered here to reconnect. What is God? God is a transformative power. It's a power that can transform what is into what could be, and religion transforms what could be into what should be. There's a story in the Torah that when Jacob met Esau, Jacob was very scared. He didn't know if Esau was going to hurt him. They had been at odds. They were no longer friendly, even though they were brothers. The two brothers came together and Jacob was scared. And just then Esau came over with a huge, huge amount of warriors. But the two of them came together and they embraced and they hugged each other. And Jacob said, when I saw your face, it was like seeing the face of God. Because what God is love. And when people reconcile, it is like seeing the face of God. And when Jews and Muslims reconcile, do you know what religion is closest to Islam in the entire world? What religion is the closest to Islam? It is Judaism. You say Allah, we say El. We say Chachma for wisdom. You say Hikmat. We both have people who sing. They're called a Chazan. We are brothers. And the fact that we have been separated is a crime against Abraham, our father, and a crime against God. And therefore, Sheikh Shafayat right here is doing God's work when he brings us together. And I want the Muslim community to know that you have great friends within the Jewish community. And I also want the Muslim community to know this, that if there is anyone in this society who targets Muslims, anyone who harbors any ill will towards Muslims, anyone who says that we should practice hatred against Muslims, I do not care if it's a person off the street, a person in government, or even the President of the United States. If he says he targets Muslims, we have your back. We will stand with you. We know what it's like to be targeted. And we will not be silent, because we know that all that's necessary for the triumph of evil is for good people to do nothing. And we will do something. And the person who is doing something in this community, in this land, is Sheikh Shafayat Muhammad. He is bringing people together. And we just commemorated D-Day. On D-Day, never before had so few people done so much to help so many. And they showed what Margaret Mead said. Never doubt that a small group of people can change the world. It's the only thing that ever has. My friends, we are that small group of people. We will come together. And when Jews and Muslims and Christians and everyone, including atheists, come together, then we will make a better world. Then we will do what they did on D-Day. They will defeat the enemy. We have a common enemy, and it is not a Jew, a Muslim, or a Christian. The common enemy is intolerance. And we will join together, join forces to fight like they did 75 years ago in order to bring about a humanity where all can live in peace. Shalom Aleichem. Salam Aleikum. Thank you for the privilege of being here. I do have a song that I sang for Sheikh Shafayat. I'm just going to give you the first verse. Let me tell you my story about a man named Shafayat. If you've never heard him preach, you really ought to try it. If you'd love to see love and friendship bloom, just spend a little time at Darul Ulum. Thank you very much, everyone.
While the Vice Mayor is making his way to the stage, Mr. J. Swartz, give him a round of applause. We will ask the Rabbi to sing another verse or two because he got a beautiful voice and I know he loves to sing. Come on stage, come on. Mr. J. Swartz, Vice Mayor, want you to join the Rabbi. Do you go to synagogue regularly? Yeah, he go to synagogue, but you don't have a happy mayor, Rabbi like this, right? You probably need me to come to the synagogue to put some fun in the territory. So let's get this jolly Rabbi.
When Sheikh Shafayat came to my synagogue and spoke, after he spoke, they said, "Can you come back again? We don't need our rabbi. We like the way you speak better." He is a blessing, a real blessing to our community. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Rabbi. You realize I have to follow Rabbi Silver, which is always difficult to do. Assalamu alaikum and Eid Mubarak. I had the honor this past Tuesday to address the congregation, and Sheikh, I just want to thank you on behalf of the residents of Pembroke Pines to be able to do that. So let me start my remarks by saying, Sheikh, you can't get anywhere at the airport unless you got your pilot. So I'm happy to be last because I'm going to take you for a ride right now, okay? All right, so everyone buckle in. Put up your tray tables because we're going to go for a ride. Dr. Kalia, it's an absolute honor to be in your presence. I want to start by saying it was 31 years ago, 1988. I was in the Presbyterian Church. I was a Cub Scout at the time. And this beautiful woman, also the wife of a very prominent national, global man who she came up to me wearing a very similar beautiful headdress. And she said to me and those who were in attendance to always serve your community. And her name, Coretta Scott King, the wife of Martin Luther King. So at a very young age, I was a teenager at the time, I didn't realize how profound that would be because Coretta Scott King didn't know my life story. Being raised by a single mom in the city of Philadelphia, being hungry like those who we raise money for to make sure that their kids have something to eat. My father was often in prison. And so my mom needed to find a way to make sure that her son didn't turn out like her husband. You know, I talk to kids and I tell them something that Congressman John Lewis told me. You have a choice in life. You could be a headlight or a taillight. Don't allow what your parents do to choose what you're gonna be. Make your own lane. So, as your pilot, this community has really taken me on a journey. You know, Rabbi, we talk about miracles, and that sometimes they can happen. But little did I know, and I'm going to get a little personal here, little did I know that the journey that was going to happen to me 2.5 years ago was something I was looking for almost 30 years. Dr. Kalia, my father, had 2 kids, first marriage, before he met my mom. My half-sister, 15 years older than me, my half-brother, 20 years older than me. After my father goes off to prison, we lost contact. There was no chance of finding them. But my mom knew as I got older I wanted to reconnect with my brother and my sister, and we tried so hard. The internet came out. Yes, I'm old enough that the internet wasn't invented yet. So the internet came out, started searching on the internet. Facebook comes out, started searching on Facebook, and there was no luck because my half-brother and sister took the last name of their stepfather. My mom thought she had a lead on my half-brother because my half-sister had married a Latino, so good luck finding a Latino in California. There was no shot of me finding. So it just left my brother, and the Muslim community in 2016 came out and supported my efforts to be reelected. And there's many in this room tonight. I just want to say thank you for knocking on doors and making phone calls and just telling your neighbor that Jay Schwartz was called a threat to national security when I came and I hugged my good friend Sheikh Safayette. Remember that day? You remember that article? And the opponent who ran against me was actually sharing that at the doors. Is this who you want to represent you in City Hall? Well, we have souls to the polls in the African American churches, and this community got together and we had souls to the polls in the state of Florida, and y'all voted more than any other time in the 2016 presidential election, and we have more work to do on that. But let me get back to my personal story real quick, Doctor. So there was a service member, Captain, service member Juan Restrepo. He was a young man who died in Afghanistan, but he was a graduate of Flanagan High School right down the street. They wrote a book about his story, about him saving his unit. Then they wrote a movie called Restrepo. A Pembroke Pines detective, Christina Cruz, saw the movie and just because she's a detective, wanted to know more about this young man and his heroism. She learned that he graduated Flanagan High School. So the city commission organized an effort. Detective Cruz got a GoFundMe, found his family in Columbia, flew them up. We have a street, 129th Street here in Pembroke Pines, Juan Restrepo. We named that street in his honor. Now, we were supposed to have that ceremony the first Friday of 2016. This was 6 months after I had gotten reelected, but there was a hurricane that came that had a threat, Hurricane Matthew. Hurricane Matthew was threatening South Florida, so we postponed that by 2 weeks. So the 23rd of October, the media release went out. We had the media out there. The media covered it. The city of Pembroke Pines media put my name in the press release. local news media covered it, and they sent it out nationally. And that's where the miracle happened. In less than 24 hours, the story wound up in the Dallas market. And my half-sister woke up, she Googled my name, and my name appeared. 2 weeks ago, not only did I attend my grandniece's graduation, but it was the first time I hugged my sister and my brother in 40 years. Miracles happen. And that's a journey I never thought was possible. And it's because of the individuals that are in this very room that made it possible. Had you not made those phone calls and knocked on those doors and told your neighbors about me, you would not have put my family back together. And for that, I am eternally grateful. So thank you. Now back to business. We got some more work to do, folks. So, yeah, if you don't believe I was a threat to nationals, Google Jay Schwartz, Sheikh Safayette, and the article will come out. Do it tonight. You'll see it. It's a good photo of us. I mean, I like the photo. It's a good one. So anyway, that individual who spread that hate decides that he's going to go ahead and run for city commission again. Last weekend, I announced my intentions in 2020 to not seek mayor, despite the encouragement, because I can't let that individual, he's not worthy of the people's voice. So we have a lot more work to do, Sheikh. And one of the things that Mayor Frank Ciordas did back in 2010 and 2011 was he had put together a mayor's council for basically interfaith diversity and heritage. We're rekindling that effort. We had our first reading this past Wednesday night. The final reading is going to be on June 19th, so it'll become official. But Chairman Azad is my appointment to represent me and my values and the values of this community citywide, because you're going to have a seat at the table, sir, and you're going to be the voice of many, the voice of thousands, the voice of life experience. Folks, I hope this journey was good for you as it was for me. God bless everyone. Thank you.
Give him a round of applause again, the Vice Mayor. Not to be mayor next year, but will soon be mayor. Another round of applause. Good. He deliberately is not running for mayor, but when he runs, we got his back, right? Give him a round of applause again for that. Wonderful man, Jay Schwartz. We're going to have the call for prayer. Everybody, did you enjoy the food? Good. Give yourself a round of applause for that. We got a long list of donors towards the food, people who donated to the buying of certain things, people who cook sweets, people who prepared the biryani, the meals. It's a whole long list, and that's a list that we're looking for, but I can't find it. Where is it? I don't know. It just disappeared at the end of the program. And we have the list of all our guests here. I want you to give everybody a round of applause. Brother Nizar Hamze, Brother Mrs. Tang, Brother Imtiaz, the Vice Mayor, Brother Shahab, the Pastor, Dr. Grace, Mrs. Anna Maria Diaz, all our guests, Brother Javed, Brother Yunus, Brother Azad, Brother Farouk. Who else we had on the table from in and around here? Our singers, Kari Sajad, and the Hafiz Rifat, Hafiz Munir, all the Hufaz who read, the captain of the Navy, all our guests, Marjorie Aloni, her husband, all our non-Muslim friends, all our Muslim guests, all of you who have taken the time to be here. God really bless you. Did I leave out anybody? Or leave out myself? No, don't worry about me. I'm here. Everybody, every one of you, our rabbi came from all the way Boca Raton. Give him a round of applause. Give everybody a round of applause. Give yourself a round of applause. You know what? You guys have performed a miracle here. We had so many people speak. You got a rabbi speak and a vice mayor speak, and we still on time. Give them a round of applause for that. That's a miracle.